Hey gang, welcome to Alien Protocols. Let's see who we have. Julie and Bug. And let's see who else we have. Julie and Bug, and they're here. Awesome. And Julian, Daniel, awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We've got an interesting night planned for tonight. It's going good. It's going good. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll hopefully be able to read all the chats as we go forward through this. So I'm getting a little more used to the chats simultaneously. So how's everyone feeling tonight? Everyone good? Artsy, yay! Artsy, I love you, brother. You are so darn talented. I've always wanted to be a good artist. Always wanted to be a good Shambhala. Such love I have for you. It's like a family gathering when we do the live stream. That's how I kind of feel. You know, it sucks that we're so far away, but Grizzly Whisker, that's an awesome name. I love that. Grizzly Whisker. That's awesome. Welcome, Grizzly Whisker. Welcome to Alien Protocols. That's Artsy Dude. He's basically a third of this magical project and stays behind the scenes and creates magic for all of us. So if you guys need some art, he's the guy to speak to. So it's great to see you guys. We're going to dive into the Malmstrom investigation from this year. So I'm going to recap it just a little bit. Dave G. Welcome, Dave G. Welcome. Thank you, brother, for being here. We're going to do a live UFO investigation. How cool is that? How fun is that? That is fun. I mean, come on. All right. So, Malmstrom. This is an amazing case, guys. Malmstrom has been visited at least twice before this year and had incidents at least twice before, as far as we know. And that is pretty stunning. Truth Files, thank you so much for being here, Truth Files. Paul Price, guys, you don't know this, but this is an amazing guy. Truth Files is Paul Price. And Paul Price is an experiencer, a insider. He knows the players. He's been involved with all the gang. He knows the typical people that we talk about on this channel a lot. And he's a really an awesome and cool guy. So check him out and say hi to him. Send him a message and say, hey, yo, what's up? Bug, thanks for being here, Bug. Grab a coffee. I had to get my coffee because we're going to have fun tonight, gang. We're going to do a little bit of UFO investigation live. All right. So for those of you who don't know, this year, again, there was another, amazingly enough, UFO case at Malmstrom. And this is not a small case either. It's not just as small as it looks right now because it's not being covered. And a lot of the newspapers is not being covered by really almost no other UFO channel has spoken about it on YouTube that I know about. But the amazing thing is it was spoken about by Senator Harry Reid. Ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid spoke about this case. And if he brings it up, don't you think it's kind of serious? Yeah, I would think so. So let's pull up Senator Harry Reid's comment just one more time and remind ourselves what he said. He said something to the effect of, read the reports, read the reports. They happen every day. Just a couple weeks ago, at a missile base in Montana, they had another one of those strange deals. Strange deals? He said strange deals? Ex-Senate Majority Leader? What did he mean when he said there was another strange deal at a missile base? At the time, there was only one other report on this case on a website and not listed anywhere else. That's very significant, gang, that Harry Reid brought that up. Then why did he bring it up? Think about it. Really, think about it. He had to have inside information. There's no other way around it. He had to have inside information. So let's turn this camera around here a little bit. Remember, we did a remote viewing on it. We had a lot of different information on this case that we've been reviewing and checking out. That's the base. There's a large circular black object. Apparently it came from the southeast. This is the actual base. But remember, it's not just the base. The base is surrounded by a stunning amount of launch sites. And these are Minuteman missile launch sites. These are nasty, nasty missiles. Nolberto, thank you for being here, Nolberto. Welcome to a live UFO investigation. How freaking cool is that? Yeah! All right. Let's review some of the key points about this case, shall we? It's a major UFO case, no doubt. When an ex-Senate Majority Leader brings it up, it's definitely a major UFO case. There are numerous military witnesses. There's radar confirmation. There's major physical effects like a blackout. There's a confirmed blackout. Numerous different people have talked about the blackout. And a massive craft. So that's pretty amazing. We had several different remote viewings. And we had some of our members tweet Harry Reid. And I as well tweeted ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. And I encourage you guys as well to ask him, what else does he know about this case? He's got to know something else about this case. Let's read this tweet from one of our awesome members of the Protocols gang. Senator Reid, hello, sir. I hope this message finds you well. I looked for your email but was unable to find a current one. I'm a researcher and was hoping you could comment on what you said in this article referring to the Malmstrom Air Force Base UFO UAP incident, and has the link. Awesome job. Thank you. Thank you for tweeting that to him. So guys, please feel free to tweet to him. He brought it up. Abergendegrandak. Thank you for being here. That's an awesomely long name. Thank you for watching and joining us on this live UFO investigation. We are investigating the Malmstrom incident that happened this year, keeping it 100. Welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. So we ask you guys to partake in this investigation. It's not just the base, as we were saying. It's not just this location. It's also surrounding the base. There are scores of these nasty little beauties right here. These are Minuteman missiles. And there are a lot of them around Malmstrom. This is just the west side of Malmstrom. See, here's the base right here. And then here's Rob. Thank you for making it, brother. Thank you for being here. So glad to see you. It's like a little family reunion. So here's the base, and look at all of these missile sites, gang. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is a lot of missile sites. And here's Malmstrom. There is Minot. And down here is Warren Air Force Base. And all three of these bases have had more than one UFO encounter. And it's not a coincidence, guys. It's not a coincidence. We know why they continue to visit these sites. It's because of these, the nuclear warheads. And these aren't just one bomb, gang. This drawing isn't that accurate because these are most often MIRVs, multiple re-entry vehicles. So at the tip of here, there's usually a bunch of little missiles that break off, and each one is a nuclear bomb, and they all go to different specific places. So it's not just one explosion when you see one of these missiles. There's multiple nuclear warheads. So on the west side of the base, that's what you see. And on the right side of the base, it's very, very similar. So that's what we got so far, gang. It's pretty interesting. Here's what it says in the MUFON article. This is the first big article now to come out. The first big article to come out, and this is from MUFON from the 23rd, just like 2 weeks ago. People are just finally starting to talk about it. So in this article, a couple new pieces of information came out that wasn't in the initial report. So they're getting some other information here. Oops. Let's go back. All right. So there was a 10-minute power outage. Guys, we've got to be able to get more information on this. I sent in my Freedom of Information Act request, and you guys can do the same thing. It's very easy to do online. Brandon, thank you, brother. Thank you for making it. Glad to see you. Adam, my brother. I don't think I can turn the camera. See, it won't let me. It says it's the rotation is locked for some reason. So, this is an amazing case, guys, and I'm stunned that more people are not talking about it. There's a 10-minute power outage. And they say here, once again, it's a circular-shaped object over half an acre in size, hovered over the base, specifically. So now they're saying it's over the base. They're here. Thank you for being here. They're here. Nice to see you again. So, and now, after weeks, we're starting to see a couple other websites are talking about it. Exo News has it. As you see, MUFON just had it. But still, I'm stunned. None of the other UFO investigators are talking about this case. This is another power outage at Malmstrom Air Force Base. And what ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said was it was another strange deal at a missile base. So he said missile base. I am pretty sure, I'm suspicious, that it wasn't just the base, that was some of those launch facilities close by. You know the ones I'm talking about. These in the southeastern corner. Where are they? Over here. Let's see. Boopy-doop boop-boo. Yes, it'd be these on the southeastern corner of the base. So, what else can we do, guys? Let's brainstorm. We had a lot of suggestions last week. And one of the suggestions was that we should contact the local airport and see if they had anything on their radar on the 24th of January. So, we're going to start a list, and I'm going to start it on this other computer over here. And that list is going to be some of these new suggestions. So I would love for you guys to give me some suggestions, and let's come up with some suggestions together of new ways to get information on this. Someone could be gutsy enough to call ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid's office and ask him. I mean, seriously, we could just straight up ask him. Because he's the one who brought it up. He must have more information. I think we should record it. Two, if anyone's gutsy enough to call him, ask him if he doesn't mind if you record the conversation. And if none of you volunteer to do it, I'll do it. I'm just crazy enough to try it. Okay, now that we've got some more people in the room, I want to tell you that we've got someone very special in the room. In the chat room below. Aside from Artsy Dude, aside from Adam, and all of you guys who are all incredibly special and I love, and Shambhala, there's a UFO insider, and he's hidden under the name Truth Files. And you can see this gentleman on numerous different UFO channels. You can see him on Kerry Cassidy's show, where he had an incredibly kind of explosive expose recently. Paul Price. Paul, say hi to the gang. Let them know that you're really Paul Price. Hey, Mark, welcome. Thank you for joining us, Mark. We're doing a live UFO investigation into the Malmstrom UFO case that happened this year. It's a new one. It happened January 24th of this year. There was a power blackout on the base. Now here's all the sites east. All the missile sites. Each of these are missile sites east of the base. We showed previously all the ones west. Look at all of these missile sites. Look at all of those. Wow. Okay, so on our list, we are going to add, those are all the missile sites on the west side of the base. Look at all of those guys. No wonder a UFO would be attracted with all of those nuclear warheads. It just must be ringing on a subatomic radioactive level, that whole area, right? And here's the missiles again. And remember, it's not just one nuclear warhead at the tip. It's numerous. It's a MIRV. These break apart and decimate an area. It is sick, Stephen. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The one way to have a nuclear war, to guarantee it being possible, is to have nuclear weapons. The one way to prevent it is to get rid of them. It's really that simple. It's so simple, it's fucking stupid. Mark, thank you for being here, Mark. Nice to see you. I'm sorry I cursed, gang. There might be kids watching on the West Coast. So this is Malmstrom Air Force Base, Mark, and apparently there was a blackout for 10 minutes on this base. 70s Dave. Love you, brother. Thank you for being here for so long. A fan of this channel, and this channel's a fan of you, that's for sure. The real Wayno. Awesome. So, guys, please tweet ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and ask him. And if you get any response, please take a screenshot of that response. I think the more politely you ask him, and Nolberto, thank you for being here. The more politely you ask him, I think there's a better chance we'll get a response. I'm a fan of you, Truth Files. Paul Price is Truth Files, gang. You can talk to Paul Price live right now. Insider, legend. Okay, let's review the details one last time, and then we're going to go into our brainstorming portion of this, and then we'll move on to the next case. So we have a major UFO case, no doubt. Wouldn't you guys agree? If ex-Senate Majority Leader talks about it? Great idea. The local news for that night. That's a good idea. And even the next day. And even the newspaper. The local newspaper. Would someone do me a favor and take notes simultaneously so I can still hold the camera? Okay. So here's a quick little image of the one of the remote viewings that was done. So we should definitely check the newspaper the day of and the day after. Now, it doesn't say in this report whether it was the morning, the evening, when the blackout was, but you would have to presume, you'd think it was the nighttime, but you just can't be sure, can you, when the blackout was? Okay, I'm trying to find this sheet. The date is January 24th. January 24th is the date of this incident, of this year. Yeah, there's more confirmation here. January 24th. Oopsie, I guess we had a little disconnection there for a second. We called the base and they denied it. So, if you guys call the base and you get a response, let us know. Because we've called the base twice and they have denied it. So if you get a positive, response from them, please let us know. In fact, here's the number for the base. Look at that. Yep, January 24th. And here's the information and referral services number. I would think that would be it. USA, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Okay, interesting. So we're going to check the newspapers. We're going to check the local airport for unusual tracks. All right. Now we're going to calling. All right. All right. So research local newspaper. Research local paper. Local paper. I'm gonna. Excuse me. All right, we're back. So this portion may move a little bit slower, but we're going to be. I am. Fuck. It keeps buffering, doesn't it? All right. Easy, go us. We don't give up that easy. We do not give up that easy. All right. So, what else can we do? I'm not giving up anytime soon. How about you guys? I am not going to give up. This is crazy. 4 bars. We're doing fine here. It's really weird. We're going to keep going though, gang. Live UFO investigation. We're not going to stop. All right. So we've got investigation. We're not going to stop. All right. So we've got bug calling. I'm going to research the local. Any here. See, wow, this is amazing. My phone is literally shutting off. That just doesn't happen, does it? Why would it do that? That doesn't even make sense. All right, we're going to keep investigating. We don't care. We are not going to stop. How many times they shut it off, right? Tweet, ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Dr. Simeon Hine, my partner in crime. Yes, indeed. Look, gang, we have celebrities in the gang. Look at that. Dr. Simeon Hine is participating in our live UFO investigation. Oh, you guys agree to tweet ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid? Who's going to do that for us? Who's here? Let's put some names down here. All right? Who will agree to tweet? Bug, so, all right? I'm going to add Bug as a tweeter. Truth Files promises to tweet. All right. Truth Files. Who else will tweet Harry Reid? Linda will? All right. Tweet. Goodness, Shambhala did it. Shambhala, did you just super chat me? Shambhala, did you just super chat me? Do I have to super chat? It's a super chat. I love a super chat. The super chat. It's a super chat. Okay. Wow. Wow. She made me do the dance. Wow, that was amazing. Woo! All right, we're back. Shambhala, I love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being so generous. That is so sweet of you guys. You can super chat, PayPal, Patreon. you can just say hi, and I appreciate it all so much. I appreciate, first of all, just your time. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. The adversary, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here. Yes, I could be an alien. I do have some of the visual likenesses an alien, so I have been told that my head is shaped like one. To drink real quick. And we're going to continue this investigation. We're not, the universe allows us to keep investigating. All right. Let's get some more people who are going to tweet Harry Reid, because I think if we have a lot of people tweet him, he's just going to break. Don't you? If he just gets a bunch of tweets, he'll finally this team, Dr. Hein. And I was introduced to you, Dr. Hein, by another person in this chat room, the moderator, Artsy Dude, who's an amazing guy who I love. He's an amazing human. And he's been really helping this channel a lot. All right, so we are going to continue our investigation into this year's Malmstrom case. It's an amazing case from January 24th of this year. We now know there was a blackout, multiple witnesses, a 10-minute blackout, gang. Well, when you tweet him, just ask him any more information, because he was so ambiguous. All he said was, read the reports, read the reports. There is another strange deal up in a missile base up in Montana. It happens every day. That's what he said. He said there was another strange deal. I have a sneaking feeling, guys, it wasn't just a blackout. I have a sneaking suspicion that they shut down some active missiles, just like they did before. And it would be great to get that information through some Freedom of Information Act requests. So the one should be responded to within about 2 to 3 weeks. So we should hear about that. So guys, you can also file Freedom of Information Act requests. It's incredibly easy. You can do it online. Easy. All right, so multiple people now are tweeting Harry Reid. We've got Bug, Truth Files. I'm gonna do it again, why not? Lynn. You're so freaking evil. There was a similar event there in 27. I can't remember when that one was, and I thought there was two old ones. One in what is it spelled? Reid? Yes, that's how you spell Reid. Yep. It's amazing. Someone hacked Truth Files chat. Just so you guys know, Truth Files is Paul Price. He is a UFO insider and an inventor of different types of propulsion and power systems. And you can see him on Carrie Cassidy's channel. He's a really fascinating guy, and you can just send him a message right here. He's in the chat room. And also Dr. Simeon Hein, my partner. I'm just freelancing right now. But what I really do is I do a show called Reality's Edge with Dr. Simeon Hein. It's called Reality's Edge with Doc and Buddy. And it's awesome. Rob, thank you for being here. Would Robert Bigelow or underlying have any info, especially since Robert Bigelow and Harry Reid are practically tight? They are pinned at the hip. That's an interesting piece of information. And you know what? Robert Bigelow has been a funnel point for all UFO reports for a long time. If you remember, Bass was getting the government's UFO reports. And Bass, Bigelow Aerospace, also bought MUFON's whole freaking thing, didn't they, gang? Everything. All the reports, all the data, all the experiencer information, everything. For some crazy amount of money, multi-millions. Buddy, would you like to do a weekly show? Only if it's nude. If we could do a live nude weekly show, that would be wild. Okay, I'm going to lose people if I start doing too wacky stuff. All right, can anyone else think of any other ways that we can get more information on Malmstrom? There's got to be some more ways we can innovate information to get info on Malmstrom. You know what? I bet there's a base newspaper, right? Would there be a base newspaper? Base news. Do any of you guys know about that? Do you think there would be a base newspaper of some kind? Native American lore from the area. That's kind of an interesting idea, actually. There's got to be. That's a more research idea, but I really like that. Native lore in the area. I really like that idea. Thank you for that great idea. Shambhala just checked it, nothing. We did RV it, Linda, but we could do more RVs of it. Let's do more RVs. Is there any more remote viewers who would like to take a shot at it? It's not going to be a blind one, but if anyone wants to, who's a remote viewer, it would be really cool if you did it. We've got 2 remote viewings. Do you want us to go over them again for you guys if you want? We could do that. Yes, I heard about the new Rendlesham series. RV is difficult, and plus you already know the target. There's a few different ways to make it more amorphous for you so you get more information. But we did get some info from 2 different remote viewings, so that was interesting. I was thinking the same thing, Bug. Maybe there's a newsletter at the base, and if we could find someone who works there, I've got or base papers even, right? Like a little base newspaper might have information about a 10-minute blackout happened on Thursday or something, right? A monthly gazette or something? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I will ask, we'll look for that. What else could we do? I mean, the local library, do you think the librarian would help us? Like that's straight up high school report? I'm gonna attack this UFO investigation like a high school book report. Let's call the local librarian. I think we should do that. Okay. We could call a library. Just for yahoos, they may have some resources. Local college isn't a bad idea. Okay. I think we've covered most of the bases, right? No one else is, we're not like got a whole bunch of ideas coming in. If we had any more, we'll dive into it. Okay, gang. Next, gang, we're going to start an interesting little investigation. We're going to move to the next investigation. Does that feel good with you guys? Anyone else want to go over anything on this case real quick before we move on to a little bit of controversy? You guys ready? All right. Our next investigation is a very interesting and classified secret project. So this is going to be very cool, guys. We've spoken about it before here, that there is a supposed secret operation going on in Peru. And apparently, in Peru, there is a operation that combines the U.S. government, Peru, other governments, the Department of Energy, and billions of dollars. You know what? If it's going to buffer over there, I'm going to stay back over here. How's the video, guys? The video good still? We good? Just want to make sure we're still good. Someone give me a thumbs up. Make sure we're not buffering too much. Are we buffering a lot? How are we doing, guys? Yeah, it's good? All right. Okay, good. All right. So, here's the deal. This Peru case is not a joke. This is a very serious secret case. And apparently, The U.S. government, there's numerous witnesses that have come out about Peru. Nobody talks about this case, and it's a major, major case, and it's a major investigation. And if everything that we have seen and have heard is true, this could have a lot of controversy behind it. So the story is this. The United States noticed, in cooperation with the country of Peru and the government of Peru, that a tremendous amount of unidentified aerial vehicles was traveling off the coast of Peru, over the country, and into the rainforest. They were tracking a crapload of them crossing Peru. And you guys know that Peru has a long history of really cool stuff, like the giant petroglyphs, basically, that really can only be seen from the sky, which just seems very, very unusual. Why would a people make such gigantic petroglyphs that could only be seen from the sky? So apparently, there's a UFO corridor where UFOs are basically traveling across Peru like this. And if you remember Luis Elizondo, when he did his speech a couple months back, it was in, I think it was Mexico, and they asked him, how important is South America in our investigation of UFOs? And do you guys remember what he said? He said crucial. Absolutely crucial. Something to that effect, saying it was very, very, very important. In fact, probably the most important place. And the reason why is the activity level in South America, the US government knows, is off the charts. It is big time. And why do you guys think that is? Why do you think there would be so many in South America? Now, those of you who watch this channel know that we believe intelligent, advanced civilizations consider one thing the most important thing in the world to them, in the universe. The most valuable thing in the universe to advanced civilizations is not gold or diamonds or monatomic gold. The most valuable thing in the universe to an advanced civilization is data, is information, right? Information is power. And life forms are the densest form of data, or one of the densest forms of data, right? Life forms are crammed with data. There's so much data in a life form, not just in the physical construction of a life form, but in their social systems, in their way they communicate. In so many ways, life forms have tremendous amount of data, and that is very valuable information to an advanced civilization. Thus, a rainforest, which is packed with data and information, would be very valuable to an advanced civilization, wouldn't it? If that was true. Also, they could just prize life. And that's why they're in the rainforest so much. For some crazy reason, the UFOs... Tim! Thank you for being here, Tim. Much love to you and yours, brother. Welcome, welcome. We're diving into a secret operation that's going on in Peru, and I'm going to get all of you guys in trouble. The men in black are going to bust into all of your doors now, all 38 of you, because there is a secret operation going on in Peru. And this is basically what's happening. It goes a radar station, laser sight, radar station, laser sight, radar station, laser sight. And if you don't believe me, do a little bit of research. Just do a little tiny bit of research and you'll see. There is a guy I just discovered recently on Dr. Greer's site, a soldier, and he talks about it as well, about a recovered craft and numerous other things. This is a major case, gang. And what we want to do as a group, I want you guys to help us uncover this secret operation. I want us to use our brain power to dive into this case, because here's some of the facts about this case. There's a special unit that's there. They have special radar stations, the recovery unit, the DOE is involved, the Air Force is involved. And basically the UFOs are traveling across here and into the rainforest. Now there are radar stations, these armed black ops. There was a recovered craft, at least one recovered craft, according to multiple reports, not just one. Yes, China was involved, apparently. So here's some of the evidence. There were many witnesses from this case, gang. And we need them to come out. And we're going to dive into this case, gang, and we're going to get some more info in just a minute. So there's a recovered craft, there's radar tapes, there's records, there's evidence of the units and the bases, there's biological evidence, there's physical evidence, and a catalyst liquid that apparently was recovered. We know the Department of Energy is involved. And that means Stephen K. Black. All right, so let's just keep some of these pieces of information. Oops. Oopsie, what's this? A Chinese map with some dots on it. That's weird. What is that? What is that? Oh, I better hide that. So here's my thoughts, gang. Let's dive into this freaking case and get some info, shall we? We could do some Freedom of Information Act requests, right? And we could also search Google Earth. I bet we could search Google Earth and find the radar stations, laser sites, radar stations, laser sites. What do you guys think? Do you think that's possible? That we could discover the sites with extensive Google Earth? Yep. We definitely have to do some remote viewing on this case. Big time. Let me get the other computer and show you some more information we have on this case. But you know what? Let's write a list. Let's dive into a list, too, for this one, because this is a big case, gang. This is hardcore, and we're going to investigate it together, and I'm going to have the Men in Black investigate all of you guys. I'm going to get all of you guys in trouble. If I'm going to have the FBI knocking on my freaking door, they're going to knock on yours, too! Okay, I only want you guys to do what's comfortable. All right, so we're going to start the Peru investigation page. We're going to start handing out duties to you guys. This is a live UFO investigation. That means you have to help. We are now a Special Forces team of 32 people, right? All right, let's do this. All right, so Peru, we need several people who don't mind searching Google Earth closely and carefully for these locations, right? So we need some Google Earth people, all right? That's one of the ideas. Google Earth, right? Right, I was up to 74 before it glitched out. That stinks. It stinks. But you know what? The best, most hardcore gang stayed. All of my buddies, look at you. My good friends, Bug, everybody, all my good friends stayed. I love you guys, man. It's awesome. Quick, thank you, brother. All right, so here's some of the things we're going to start doing for this Peru investigation. We're going to Google Earth. I think that's important. I think we could find some real evidence there. The adversary. Thank you for being here, the adversary. Snip, snip, snip. Josby. Awesome. Thank you for being here. We're doing a live UFO investigation right now, gang. And there is a case in Peru of a secret project that the government and the Department of Energy have been running, and we want you guys to help us uncover this case. We're going to do it together. So we want a couple people to volunteer for Google Earth. We need to do some FOIAs, right? Some Freedom of Information Act requests. Boogie Doctor, thank you for being here. Boogie Doctor. Yes, Boogie Doctor. So we'll do some FOIAs, Freedom of Information Act requests. We'll delegate these to others. Oh, why does it keep? I hate spell check. You see what it's doing? Okay. What other ideas, gang, could we come up with to get more information on this Peru case? We could call that guy who you were talking about, Truth Files. What's his name again? The soldier who did the video for Dr. Stephen Greer. What was his name? Wygand. Wygand, I think it was. We could contact him and get more information from him. How does that sound, gang? Jonathan Wygand. Thank you very much for the research, 70s Dave. So it's Jonathan Wygand. All right. Jonathan. Someone could actually contact him and we could get more information from him. That's a really cool idea. We will need dates, Ayn. You're right. Trenton, you're right. Fired again. Boogie Doctor, yes. Okay, so now we need to come up with some more ideas. More ways to investigate this case. We've got Google Earth. We've got FOIA. Now we know the Department of Energy is involved. What else could we do? What else? What else? There could be a connection to temple ruins. That might be an interesting angle. We could try to get radar information. Is there public radar information in Peru? I don't know. But I know that Peru is one of the few countries in the world that have officially incorporated UFO research into the government, openly. Great idea. I forgot to add remote viewing. Great idea. Remote viewing. Remote viewing, yes, of course. Yes, contact them direct, right? Shambhala, cut out the middleman. We do need a road trip to Peru, Julie. I want to go bad. I want to go big time. Big time. That would be awesome. We could contact others, and I think that's a great idea, Truth Files. Someone could reach out to L.A. Marzulli and see if he has any information, since he travels a lot to South America, right? L.A. Marzulli. There we go. Right? That's a good idea. What was Julie's idea? I didn't see it. I'm writing stuff, Julie. We need a group. Oh, yeah, the road trip. That is an awesome idea. We should really do that. I wish we could get ourselves funded, gang, with this core group of people that always come together and do this stuff together. We're serious about this. And we all share the same positive outlook. And, all right, what other things could we do? You know, it sounds a little silly, but we could investigate the giant petroglyphs and see if there's any relation. Does that sound silly? Does that sound silly? I don't think Grant has any information on this case. Nobody talks about this case. Nobody talks about this case. I've only seen 3 small places on the internet about this case. One is that soldier, Jonathan Wygand. There's a document that's out there, a finance document that is on a UFO investigation site. And then there's another blog that talks about it. And a soldier who is part of the group spills the beans. And I have a little bit of documents on it. So what else could we do? You know, the petroglyphs, where are the petroglyphs in relation to the supposed corridor? That is a key question, I think. I think it might give us some historical, background on the petroglyphs if we discover that the petroglyphs lie exactly in the corridor ground. I'm not sure where the petroglyphs are. We do need an eccentric billionaire who would fund us and our badass CE5 teams. We've got CE5 teams around the world, gang. We could all come together and focus on one location. No one's ever done that before. No one has ever had hundreds of meditators focus on one specific location from around the world. So, do you want me to recap the story again? Is that what, did I just read that? Let me see. For those of you who are just joining us, here's the story about this case. The U.S. government and the government of Peru, which has a very open and official UFO policy, it has UFO programs in the local colleges. It's a very open UFO culture because they can't hide it because the UFOs are so common. The U.S. government has a relation with Peru, and they noticed that there was a bunch of UFOs crossing over Peru, going into the rainforest, basically. And they started an operation, apparently in the late 90s, I believe. It was in there, maybe it was even the mid-90s. And this operation was studying this. And they decided to set up some radar stations and laser sites, and radar stations and laser sites. And apparently they created what is rumored to be a UFO trap, basically. And this trap has shot down craft, apparently. There are cases that there are more than Weigand, who seems like a very reputable soldier. More than one craft has been shot down. Apparently, that is the story. And it's a living craft that utilizes a catalyst liquid. Weigand also reported a catalyst liquid, from my recollection. So that's two accounts of catalyst liquid. This is a little research craft. It was described as having 2 hatches on it and vents. Yeah, it's a really effed up concept, a UFO trap, but that's apparently what's happened. So here's the recap. The government of the United States has basically set up a UFO trap right here because they found a UFO corridor where UFOs were going into the rainforest, basically like this, into Bolivia and Brazil. And so they set up radar station, laser site, something that looks a lot like this. And they did it in cooperation with the Chinese government and the Department of Energy. Why the Department of Energy? It seems unusual, but the Department of Energy is in charge of making sure the United States stays ahead of every other country in power systems, energy, and all of that stuff. So that's why. Welcome, Forever Conscious. Thank you so much for being here. So, this is the investigation that we have on our plates, guys. This is a big investigation. This is a secret operation that's been going on for at least 20 years. You know, there must be billions of dollars spent on this case, gang. Just think about it. If there's all these radar stations and sites, there has to be billions of dollars spent on it. So, yes, definitely billions. David, thank you for being here, David Puente. So, gang, we need to investigate this. I could assign a target number if you'd like me to give you one. Give us all a target number. Let's do that. For anyone who wants to remote view these targets, wants to remote view Peru, we're going to assign the target number right now. And the target number is going to be 879-5438. 879-5438. If anyone wants to remote view this Peru operation, that is the target number. Czar, welcome Czar. Thank you for coming and joining us in this live UFO investigation. We ask that you guys join us and help us investigate this secret operation in Peru. We have numerous different angles to attack so far. And soon we're going to start assigning different acts for different people. All right, gang? You ready for that portion? All right, we're going to get to that soon. But let's talk about this a little bit more. We may come up with some more ideas. So these craft are coming in. You know, maybe we could check with Bolivia. We could check with Bolivia and see if they know about this operation. I don't know how to do that. You know, I have a friend who is great with this stuff. You guys probably know him. Giorgio. Paenza. Giorgio. And he knows a lot about South American UFO cases, and I'm going to ask him what he knows about this case and if he can get us any more information. All right, let's do that. Okay. So this is insidious, gang. If it's true, and it really seems like it's true, there is a series of these radar bases and laser sites. That is crazy, gang. So if this, excuse me, if this is some of the evidence, where else can we get more evidence, gang? We've got to be able to come up with some more ideas for this case. How can we get more evidence? How can we get more evidence? Find any experts on the Nazca lines and see if they have any infos on related stories. That's a great idea. That should be part of the petroglyph idea. So let's go to that. Nazca line experts. That's a really good idea. Thank you. Nazca lines. Nazca. You know, I think we should look at all of the archaeology, don't you guys? Pumapunku, all those places, and see if there's any geographical correlation between the two. Does that sound like a good idea? Okay, we're going to do archaeology here. Archaeology. We're going to need a few different people on that, gang. So we've got 35 people. Wow. You know, if they really have these incredibly powerful lasers and these little laser sites, you have to think that they would have to be powered, correct? And how would they power that, guys? Right? How would they power that? Would they do it with some sort of independent small nuclear generator? Or would they tap the local government for a radar like that, a laser site? Maybe it doesn't need a bunch of power. Do we have any scientists here? We need to answer some science questions. Because if these laser sites are spread out like that, they're going to need to be powered. And maybe they could slowly power up a capacitor. And they're only firing it off once, right, guys? So maybe they don't need as much power as I think. We could look for, what else could we look for? They're using a lot of power. They're using radar. All right. Okay, I think we should just dive in. I think we've got some good ideas here. We're going to Google Earth to look for those radar and laser sites. Right, gang? Yes. Who wants to take this on? Does anyone want to take this on? That one sounds really fun. I'm going to do that for a little bit. I'm going to jump into some of this and do some searching. It's going to require a lot of searching. Does anyone else want to help? Google Earth looking for these sites, the laser sites and the radar sites. Does anyone else want to help? Live UFO investigation. That's what I would like to do, Shambhala. Some of us can keep that in mind, right? Let's put that down here. I'm certain you could, especially if the universe is behind you. Okay, we're going to put that down here just for fun, right? All right. Julian sent a message to his clan. Is anyone here a hacker? You know, that would be pretty cool if we had any hackers, right? Hack into the local power or something like that. All right, we need to do some FOIAs for sure. There's probably a very little chance we'll have any success with FOIAs though, right gang? I don't think they're gonna release anything because this mission is really secret. And let's talk about another aspect of this case, gang. This is a really serious aspect of this case, and I didn't want to razz you guys up and get you pissed off. But if these craft are intelligent, shooting them down is murder. If these craft are intelligent, is shooting them down murder? Not only that, there are reports that there were bodies recovered. 3 bodies were recovered. I do. I believe if you rise to a certain intelligence level and you take on all the characteristics intellectually of a living life form, then you are a life form. There's a lot of different types of life. And if you reach a certain intelligence, then then you're living, you're alive. So is shooting down these craft murder? Of course it is. Of course it's murder. Of course if there's people inside there. Christine and Beanie! Oh my gosh, I just got another super chat, guys. I'm gonna lose probably 30 people because I always do the super chat dance. Super chat, I got a super chat. Then I get to do the bunny at the end. All right. Thank you so much, Christine. I'm going to brag because Christine is awesome. Gang, there's a wonderful story with Christine where when we first met, she sent us an email here at Alien Protocols, and she said that her doggy was sick and was not feeling well. And I have 2 little dogs, and it broke my little heart. And it was the first pet request we've ever got for healings. And instantly, the first thing that flashed on the screen in my mind was a tiny brown and white, chocolate brown and white chihuahua. And when I asked her, I was really nervous to ask her because I didn't want to be wrong, I've never had this situation before, and I said, is it a brown and white chihuahua? And she was like, yes! And I was like, woo! I connected. I felt the connection with the little doggy. And I did a healing thing that night. Right after the conversation, I did a healing prayer that night. And right then, and then that night, I did a healing prayer. And then Christine sent us a message the next day saying that Beanie was better, right? And Beanie was up and happy. So thank you so much, Christine. It was such a pleasure to be involved with that and to care about Beanie and everything. And those of you who don't believe in healings, there's a lot of people on this channel who do. And we've had some wonderful things happen, and we're just thankful to be a part of it. What a blessing, right? Okay, so we are going to use some of these esoteric gifts to get more information on this case. So I am going to RV this case. Myself, that's our target number. Whoa, Josby! Oh my gosh, I have to do another super chat dance. Super chat, it's a super chat. That's a lot of crack I can buy, guys. That is a lot of crack, and you need a lot of crack to do UFO investigations, frankly. So I want you guys to know your super chats are not going to be wasted. It's going to go directly to the best crack that I can use to support the poor local drug dealers. So thank you so much for that. Super chat. Thank you so much, guys. I love you guys. That's so sweet. And I can't tell you how much we really deeply appreciate every penny. Those of you who super chat, those of you who PayPal or Patreon, or just being here, just commenting, your time is so valuable and your insights are so valuable. And we are trying to do real investigations here together. We're working together on these investigations. And we're doing amazing things on this channel, guys. We've done really cool things. In only 6 months, we've been the only channel to bring up a bunch of different stories and cases and have access to things. It's been absolutely amazing. So thank you guys for making this channel what it is. Because this channel is, it's really kind of crazy how many amazing contacts we have and how many stories we've broken this year, and it's really because of you guys. You know, people think that, oh, how does Buddy get this stuff? It's not me, it's you guys sending me the stuff. Oh my gosh, we have another super chat. I have to do it, guys. Super chat, it's a super chat. I gotta do the ears. You would think I would be able to detect advanced aerial vehicles with just my ears alone, wouldn't you? I would be down to do a live remote viewing session. I would be very down to do that. In fact, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Shambhala, you know I work for the Soviet, Antarctic, Nazi, reptilian, Chewbacca, chemtrail, Bigfoots who want Nicki Minaj's love child. Okay, so let's keep going with this case, guys. We're not going to give up. Oh, no. More crack money. I got to shake a little booty for this one. Oh, I got to do the ears. Everyone has to have the ears. I'm getting... Czar's like, no booty, please. For the love of sweet Jesus, no booty. No booty, please. Thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you guys. My little humble family really appreciates it because all of us do crack. And, you know, it's hard for a father and a wife and the children to all do crack and support it, you know. And we have to fill his lunchbox with crack every day. So we really appreciate every penny. I want you guys to know it's going to go to really good quality crack. So thank you so much. And if you do PayPal, I will actually take my top off, and that is really, I don't want to do that. So back to the investigation. Wow, the numbers went up. Was it the booty? I think it was the booty. All right, guys, we're gonna get serious here for a second and delegate a few more activities for this Peru investigation. We need to get to the bottom of this Peru case, right, gang? This is an amazing freaking case. Okay, this is what needs to be done. We need to get Jonathan Wygand's phone number or his email, his contact info. And if we can get his contact info, it's a major rabbit hole forever. It is a major, major rabbit hole. If anyone can get me his information, I would really appreciate it. Does someone want to take on researching his info? Does anyone want to take that on? Truth Files. Paul, you want to give it a shot? Do a little research for it, see if you can find it? I bet you can. Julie, how dare you? How dare you, Julie? Fresh. Oh, Josby is on it. Okay, Josby, thank you so much. All right, we got Josby on that. Thank you, Josby, for stepping up in this investigation. Remote viewing, I am going to dive in there as well. If anybody else wants to dive in, please join us in remote viewing. If anyone else want to remote view, just if you want to say it out loud, you can say it now. Shambhala, awesome. Thank you, Shambhala. I love your fearlessness. And I loved your last reading as well, too. It was great. B-A-L-A. All right, we got Shambhala as well. Yes, Aein's in as well. Great. I love having multiple different RVs so we can study them. Okay, so we got Ain, Shambhala. Everyone's jumping in on some good remote viewing action. Zara, would you jump in as well? Would you want to jump in and check it out? And then in a few days, probably about 2 or 3 days after this, we will. I will do a report, a follow-up on it. Okay, so we also have Zara. So we have enough remote viewers. Does somebody want to reach out to L.A. Marzulli and see if he has any information on it? Julie, do you want to as well? Would you like to? Anyone who wants to remote view, the more the merrier. We're not going to stop saying, no, you can't remote view. So Julie is in. Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Love you, Julie. Thank you. Okay, so, were you? Oh, you were really, Julie. No wonder. Awesome. The doc is, from what I've seen, he has the best formula, you know, the best technique, the best phraseology to get you in the head, in my opinion. This is not in China. This is Peru, but the Chinese were involved for a period of time, and the Russians were involved, but I hear the Russians are not involved anymore, according to one of the sources. So that's interesting. If anyone wants to Google Earth, you might want to look at some of those locations or take a quick screenshot of that. You might want to do that. We're going to do some 70s. Dave is going to do some Peru general research. Will you do the archaeology one for us, 70s, Dave? Just general background, see if you can relate any archaeology, Nazca lines, petroglyphs. Is that what you're going to do, 70s? Okay, 70s Dave is going to do that. 70s Dave. Your grandpa is from Peru? How is he doing? How's his health and his knowledge of the area? They're here? Is he good? And Julian too? Great. Julian's going to help with that also. They're here. Is your grandpa in good health? Could he give us any information? Did he ever see any UFOs? He's here now? Where is he? Is he like in the room with you or something like that? That would be great if he had any information on the local lore, or if he'd ever seen UFOs. I'm going to put Grandpa here. Grandpa. And David's going to help with Google Earth. Thank you, David. We need as many as we can on Google Earth because it's going to be a real challenge, especially because you're dealing with a lot of rainforests. And one of the things you could think about, or at least we can think about when we're looking for these radar stations and laser sites in the mountains of Peru, is that they're obviously going to be, you know, on mountain tops. And mountainous areas are going to be more likely, obviously, than valleys. So when we do our Google Earth search for these locations, we might save some time by just keeping the obvious in mind. Okay, so did we have anybody decide to reach out to L.A. Marzulli? Was anyone going to do that for us, see if he had any information on this case? All we need is that question answered. Or they could even tweet him. I don't know if he's got to be tweeting, right? Does anyone want to volunteer to do that? Anyone want to volunteer? Yes, they do call them OVNI in Peru. They call, in all of, Latino countries, it's called OVNI, which is pretty cool. All right, well, we'll come back to that if we can. I'm going to talk to Giorgio. I wish we had a hacker here. That's Buddy. Giorgio goes to Peru a lot. He was just there. Giorgio Paenza. I'm so bad with Latino names. The reason why you have multinational countries working there, and it's a great question, why were there multiple different countries working there? Shambhala is going to reach out to Marzulli. Thank you, Shambhala. I love you for being there and always game. Shambhala is going to reach out to L.A. Marzulli. Okay, the reason why there were multiple countries there, think about it for a second. Why would there be Russia, China, the U.S., and Peru all working together? I got 3 letters for you. UFOs. It is a global issue. They have a global agreement. You know, when we have a space station, the countries kind of say, fuck the borders. We're all together in space on this space station. And sometimes countries can come together for certain issues. And when they, at the highest level, and the intelligence agencies decide to come to each other and talk and say, look, let's all talk about this UFO issue. Specifically, what do we need from L.A. Marzulli? What we need is if he has any stories, any confirmation about the UFO trap, basically, this whole story. If he has any information about any of the radar stations, laser sites, any of them individually, has he ever seen them on any of his trips? Has he heard about this program? Any information about this at all? On his many trips, did he ever see Chinese soldiers or any of that? So when you think about it, gang, if there's Chinese, Russian, and U.S., and they're all in these black jumpsuits, working together, and the Department of Energy's there, there's a much larger something going on. And there's a much larger agreement between these countries. But what I saw from that more recent document was that Russia was no longer included. So I don't know. It's a good question, Josby. You would think they would say, if you share with me, everything's transparent, I'll show you everything here if you show me everything there, but they're probably all being sneaky bastards. That's the point, Julie. I didn't want to press it, but I have a feeling there might be a hacker in the room, and if there is a hacker in the room, the hacker in the room might happen to send me some information. That's all. And that hacker might be able to determine things from local power companies or from certain government agencies, smaller ones even. So, all right, and they're here, that was right, has a grandpa, all right? Are you still here? They're here? Are you still with us? They're here? If you are there here, ask your grandpa if he's seen any strange lights, was there a culture of UFOs, everything. Okay, hold on a second. Let me read that message. Someone just sent a cool message. Sidetrack buddy, do you believe they have a lot of info on who our visitors are, and they're being so secretive because they're completely lost and bluffing? Yes, I do. I believe that this whole thing is so big, it's so much information, nobody can know everything. The government has a lot more info than we could ever truly think they really have. They've done such unethical things we wouldn't even believe it, from killing our space family and all that stuff. It's horrific. They're here. Grandpa is in the U.S. Oh, that is awesome. Would you ask him a couple of these questions for us, brother? Would you ask him if he's had any UFO encounters? Peru is infamous for so many cases. We would love to find out if he's heard anything or seen anything, especially on the UFO front. growing up there. It must be really fascinating. All right. I hear that so many of the citizens in Peru, especially in the southern end of Peru, treat UFOs like it's, oh, yes, it's a bird. No, it's a UFO. It's just like a bird. You know, I see them all the time. No problem. No problem. Well, you know, if we felt gutsy, gang, we could go to the Department of Energy and ask. There's not a snowball's chance that they're going to respond to us. Do you guys think? I don't think so either. All right, gang, we're going to wrap it up soon, but let's think, is there any more ways we can investigate this Peru case and get more evidence? Do you guys have any more ideas? We've got a lot of people on different things for this, and I think we got a good start to it, though. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Buddy and David are going to check out Google Earth to see if we can find any of the radar sites or laser facilities. We're also going to look for any other military bases that look really high-end. Might be operated, you know, under the table. Czar, our friend Giorgio, is there and comes back all the time. Yes, we will do a Maharishi meditation for certain at the end of every one of our live streams. We will. And now, because we had another super chat, super chat dance, I never do a super chat dance. That's the bunny rabbit. Thank you so much, Shambhala. I love you. It's so deeply appreciated when anyone makes a donation, and we really, really appreciate it. Look at me. Look at me. I'm skinny. I need food. I need food so bad. They're here. You're going to ask your cousin Milagros in Peru. All right, please do that. Much appreciated. Also, the cousin in Milagros. We're going to write that down because every little bit of information is important. Okay? Milagros. Absolutely. I really appreciate it, Shambhala. You know, tonight you've really helped me. That's probably at least, what, 5 or 6 pieces of crack that I'll be able to get, and I really appreciate it. That's going to be very high quality. Unmoving Thyness. Thank you so much, Unmoving Thyness, for being here. What we're doing right now is an UFO investigation into a secret operation that's been going on in Peru for at least 20 years. This is an operation, apparently, between the United States government, China, Russia, the Department of Energy. There's numerous witnesses talking about this case. It's not just me. It's not just this Lieutenant Jonathan Wygand. They're here. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bless you for being here. And we've got an investigation going. We've got people doing things and coming through. Colin, that is a great idea. Talk to some Rama group contacts. I have a friend of a friend who might be able to help. And also Giorgio knows them very well too. I'm going to put down next to that. Here we go. Next to Giorgio, Rama, because he does have Rama contacts. And I have some Rama contacts as well too. David Puente, you can email Sixto. That would be awesome. If we got a Sixto response, if he had any information, he knows a lot about Peru. So we would take his word on it. That's a great idea. If you would do that, that would be amazing. Okay, let me see. Who's going to call Sixto? David Puente is going to call Sixto. Look at all these cool leads and stuff we're already doing on this case, gang. This is awesome. A live UFO investigation. And that's going to be David P. David P. Awesome, David P. This is great. All right, so we have contacting Jonathan Wygand or getting his contact info for us is going to be Joss B. If anybody else wants to research that info, feel free. I know that Joss B will get it covered, though. Remote viewing, we got a bunch of us doing it. That is going to be cool, gang. The next episode going over these different remote viewings. We've got Buddy, Shambhala, Ain, Czar, Julie. At least 5 remote viewings. That is going to be fun. We've got someone who's going to reach out to Ellie Marzulli, and that's going to be Shambhala. Great, thank you, Shambhala. Researching the petroglyphs, we've got 70s Dave and Julian. I think that's a great angle to get more insight into this Peru case. Awesome, awesome idea, guys. Thank you. I'm going to reach out to Giorgio. The mysterious hacker in our group is going to hopefully do some hacking for us. And then they're here is going to reach out to Grandpa and cousin in Milagros. And then David P is going to reach out to Sixto for us. Wow. Gang, this is awesome. We have made some good progress on 2 different investigations. So this is Peru tonight and Malmstrom. Not bad, gang. Not bad at all. There is a mysterious hacker in the room, and that hacker is hopefully going to do some hacking for us, gang. Do you want to keep going on for a little bit more, gang? If you want to keep going, we will keep going. I can go into some other stuff if you want. I can go into a little bit of personal stories. You guys want to do that? Whatever you want. I still have a little bit of energy left. My mouth is completely dry from talking for an hour and a half, so I'm going to get something to drink. How do you do healing prayers? All right, that's a really cool, great idea to get into. You guys want to do that? Let's do it. All right. Healing prayers. I'll talk about my method. I wish Super Sleuth was here because she is a Reiki master. And Super Sleuth is very good. And when we have a tough case, we generally work together. We know from a lot of studies, gang, that healing works. It's amazing that the power of the mind to affect physical structures non-locally is undeniable. It's no longer deniable. Study after study has been done on all sorts of different research groups around the world, and they've been conducted on a wide variety of patients. I do need to rest, don't I? I don't get a break. On a wide variety of life forms, even from water. You guys have seen the prayers over water and the healing over water and the images of them. It's amazing the power of thought to affect the real world is true. And if you don't believe that thoughts affect physical matter, you have not done enough research, and you have not done appropriate level of research to make a statement contrary to that. Because the studies about healing are the most empirical out of all the psi arts. So more conclusive than ESP, more conclusive than any of the other arts. So healing is definitely something you should not be afraid to think of and to consider. The power of prayer works. So there's different ways to approach the healing topic. And if you're a remote viewer, you can think of it this way. And if you're not a remote viewer, you can think of it this way too. First, you try to separate yourself from the physical world. And what you want to do is go from your left brain to your right brain. And they've found from studies that, the right brain is where the most effective healing, the most effective ESP, the most effective psi arts come from your right brain. So you have to get yourself in a right brain state of mind. There's numerous different ways to do that. You can do yoga, you can do teas, like a mugwort tea, and different things help you get more right-brained. Some people do hallucinogens and weird stuff like that. But essentially, you connect with the target first. To make a long story short, you connect with the target first if you want to heal. And that connection preferably is as strongly subconscious as possible. Yes, it's going to be overtly conscious, but also it needs to have a really strong subconscious connection, because for some reason ESP, psi, healing, and all of these arts seem to dwell more powerfully in the subconscious than in the conscious mind. So you connect with the target first, and if they're non-local, you see them, you try and feel, touch, smell, you go through all of your senses. You can get a notepad and do psychophysical responses. And sometimes when you write things out, it affects you on a deeper psychological level in a lower part of your brain. So you make the physical connection, you make the mental connection first before you start doing the healing. That's a real key part, and I take my time with that part, unless I instantly feel a connection. Sometimes I just instantly feel a connection. Like with Christine and Beanie, it just hit the screen first. Boom, it was my gestalt. The gestalt is the first impression that you get, psychic impression. And I've learned over time, begrudgingly, to listen to my gestalt, because that's the one that's always right. And it's going to be wacky sometimes. You're like, I'm not going to believe this gestalt. It feels too weird. Write it down. Do whatever the gestalt is. You're going to learn that's the most powerful, most accurate of all your psychic impressions. If you have the Russell Targ's ESP trainer, and it's the only ESP training app out there. The rest are testers. This is the only training app. It has a sensory response and sensory validation, so you get positive reinforcement of when you're correct with your different senses. So that ESP trainer is really, really, really helpful. But you'll notice that if you go faster, more spontaneous, more quick first thought, you're accurate so much more. You get so much statistically higher average. They're here. Thank you so much. They're here. That's so sweet. God bless you guys. Super chat. Super chat. Want to do it, mother? Stinking super chat. And the bunny. You guys got the ears and the bunny. Okay, see, I always lose like 5 people whenever I do the super chat dance. I don't care, because I love you guys and I really appreciate. Your money is very, very, very valuable, and I take it really, really, really seriously. I take every penny really seriously, and I take your time very seriously, and I really appreciate it. Joss B, yes, it is an iPhone app. Unfortunately, it is not on Android. It's only on iPhone. It is the only app that I really recommend. If you're using that app and you get to a plateau, like you're like, buddy, I'm getting 10s all the time, which is freaking great. Don't be upset if you're getting above 5. Don't be upset. You're doing great. If you reach a plateau, email us. We've got tips to help break through all those different plateaus. There's a lot of different things to help. Well, it's okay, Joss B. Maybe you can find an iPad or a friend's device or something like that. Even if you get to do it once in a while, it's a really, really, really helpful, awesome app. I just can't recommend it enough. I think it really helps round out your psi exercises. We believe in our group, we have a methodology that you work on all the different stuff at once, because that increases your muscles. You know, when you work out, you just don't do one arm, you know, you do it all at once. So if you work on a bunch of different psi skills simultaneously, we think that's more helpful than just working on one. And also we believe in adding impediments, you know, like do the game, the Russell Targ game, while videotaping live to a friend or something, or in front of people. The pressure, you know, all these things help get better. All right, so we're going back to healing still. The question from Shambhala, how do we do healing? What is the way I do? So I make that connection. I can do synesthesia in there as well too. The deeper the connection you make, the deeper the healing's gonna be. So you can have synesthesia responses. You can, it's going to sound weird, but those of you who remote view will understand this. You can taste sounds. You can hear colors. It's just weird. It just happens. So you make that connection really deep with the target that you want to heal. You see them, you feel them. If you get just a sense, like if someone says, oh my gosh, they have an enlarged left ventricle, and that just pops in your head out of nowhere like it just did to me. Someone somewhere has an enlarged left ventricle. I don't know who it is, but I just felt them somewhere. You write that down. Write down those gestalts. Write down all those feelings. I like paper because I think it elicits a psychophysical response and everything. And then you start working on the healing part. Once you've made the connection, you do the healing. And healing can be thought of in a lot of different ways. You can think of it in like a, you know, piece of computer animation of the wound coming together and healing and, you know, becoming perfect. There's a lot of different ways to think about it. When I was a kid, I used to have, like, you know, I'd get a pain or something, and this is gonna sound really corny, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not afraid of being corny with you guys because it's about being honest and straight and just telling you what I do. And I used to visualize myself healing, like, let's say I hurt my knee. I'd put my hand over my knee and I would visualize little circles, rings, waves going boop, 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 kind of like Aquaman from the old cartoons. Rings, healing waves emanating from a finger, from the hand. Most often it's from the palm of the hand, but if it's a smaller wound, it'll be with a finger. And you can wave it around and think of that healing not just hitting the surface, but passing through the entire organ or affected part, and the waves keep going and take away. As they go through the body or the organ, they're rolling toroids, and it's called a colloidal toroid, rolling kind of donut, and as it goes through the body, it grabs all the bad and goes out the other side and rolls and takes it away, and it's gone and purifies the body. You can also think of doing it like a nightlight, like a flashlight, and that's the thing that heals that part of the body. So it's good to use visualizations when doing healings. That's just my thought on that, Shambhala. Any more questions, guys? We're going to wrap it up. We've been going for a long time. 98 minutes. Awesome. Sister had physical attacks by your husband's son trying to help. Buddy and the gang, yeah. I want to see that thing. This was an amazing thing that we did, guys. We did something very special. You can just read it from her. I don't want to brag about it, but read what Linda says, gang. Down here. Linda's sister was going through a lot of depression, and she was going through spirit attack. And I've been doing a lot of study on spiritualism and possession, and you know, I've done a lot of study on demonology and all of that stuff, and how to capture them and all this stuff. And we went through a week-long process, didn't we, Linda? We went on a week-long process. And I'll tell you what the process was to extract this from Linda's sister. And Linda is here, so she can say whether this is true or not, or if I'm lying or whatever. But basically what happened was, first, in order for something, a negative entity to take residence, to some degree, you have to, yes, it was a week-long thing, we worked on it together. You have to make a home for it. Things only live where you make a nest for them. And her sister had been so miserable, so depressed, and in so much pain, and so dark, and in such a dark place mentally, it was a wonderful home for the negative entity. The negative entity felt at home there. So we worked on two things simultaneously. Working on getting the entity out by making it not a negative home, making it a happy home so the negative wouldn't feel comfortable. And at the same time, we got a spirit jar. And we tried to make the spirit jar as much comfortable and home for the negative entity as possible. She was in physical pain and mental pain and everything. And Linda we were talking every day, going back and forth for this full week. And Linda's sister worked really hard on trying to be happier and trying to force herself to watch comedy. And we were forcing her to not have a negative home for the entity. And that's exactly what we did. We prayed, and she fought too. And exactly, you make it by fake it. You know, watch comedy. If you're depressed, watch comedy shows. Force yourself to watch comedy shows. Force yourself to think of love when you feel depressed. A lot of people deal with depression. There's nothing wrong with that. In a heartless, sociopathic society, it's normal to feel depressed if you're an empathetic, loving human being. And look at Linda's words. I want to take down all these words afterwards because it's so meaningful to me. I didn't talk about it. I haven't made a big deal about it, but to hear you talk about it is so wonderful, Linda. And she was in massive depression. She had massive stuff with her body, and she fought hard. Linda fought hard to help her. It was a whole group of people fighting to help this sister. And that's what we did. And we had the jar, we sealed the jar, and in fact, I sealed the jar and I left the jar in the middle of a dry, dry desert in the sand, deep in the sand, deep as I could go. So I think we're doing real good there, and she's been doing better, and I just can't tell you how thankful I am to hear those words from you. So anyway, that was a really cool story. We don't brag, but this is the stuff we do every day. We try to help people every day. That's more important than our final goal, but as much as we can make it to our final goal, we're going to do it, but we're going to help people every day. So if any of you guys need help, if you need healing, if you need anything, CE5, meditation, whatever. Thank you, Linda. We love you, and please send love to the sister and the family. I can talk to you about that later, Shambhala. Making spirit jars is like not a joke. It's like, serious stuff, and I know you can handle it, so we'll talk about it off the side. I want to, this is we love you, Linda. Love you. It's our pleasure. Please send love to sister and the family and everyone. Did I hear about Jim Semivan, the CIA guy from DJ, waking up with blood all over him and his wife? I have heard about that story. I don't know the details. I don't know the details of it. When I don't know, I gotta tell you, I don't know. I wish I did. It sounds really cool. Shambhala, I will help. I will help. I want to save this conversation with Linda's wonderful... Linda, would you do me a favor, please? I would really appreciate it. I would love a testimony from you, even if it's just written on an email, or if it was a 30-second video. You don't have to show your face. You could show a picture of your sister and email it to us. We'd love to have testimonials, because people don't believe that love matters and this stuff helps and it works. People don't believe this stuff works. And it's much better for other people to say, this method works. So I'd really appreciate it if you would. Thank you so much. A video would be awesome. We'd show it on the channel. We'll put it on the channel. And you could just show a picture of your sister or a picture of anything. You could just speak in the background. You don't have to show yourself. If you felt comfortable, whatever you feel comfortable, we'd be so honored and thankful. Any last questions before we get out of here? Let me see if there's any more questions. I love you guys. How do you know if it's an external entity? All entities to me are external for the most part. Am I shadow banned or something? Eureka Sevenfold! Hey, Eureka, nice to see you. Have you been commenting and you couldn't be seen? This is my first time seeing you right now, Eureka. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you, Linda. They're here, has an injured girlfriend's knee, and Zara Storm. The milk does help. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. This has been a really awesome investigation. We got some more work done on Malmstrom. We got to tell you guys more about some of the results of some of our Malmstrom investigation. And we started our secret Peru investigation into a secret project. So we're all going to get investigated by the... Oh, we sure are, Shambhala. I'm not going to forget. And we're probably all going to get invested by the MIB for this Peru investigation that we're all going to do. Everyone, please do your tasks and do your things. It would be really awesome. Now we're going to use the power of 30 people. We have 30 people in this room, guys. And those of you who watch this channel know that the power of thought is amazing to help other people. It is absolutely amazing. It can save lives. And I've got someone that needs help unless anyone else. Thank you, Shambhala. Bless you. Bless you, Shambhala. We're going to use the power of all of our thought to help someone in really need. We know the power of thought cures and helps. Okay? One of our subscribers is named Lar. Right? I've always seen it as just L-A-U-R, but it might be Lara. And Lara has a lover, a wife, and she is diagnosed with cancer and has a lot of physical injuries, has a lot of deep depression, and we'd like you guys to help her and send your love and help and healing. And for her and for Lara's been dealing with massive depression and physical sickness and pain. So if you please would pray for both of them. We've seen miracles before. We know miracles happen. And this young woman has cancer, and she's too ill from other things to get chemotherapy right now, and she needs a lot of prayer and healing and love. So we ask that you please keep your thoughts and prayers on her. Let's keep her in our thoughts, and Laura. Then also remember Christine. She was recently paralyzed, and she's been going through massive depression, and she had an infection, and she's fighting. She's doing really well. Let's pray for Christine. And then also there's Isaiah in Florida, and Isaiah has very bad cerebral palsy, and his spine was just horribly twisted, and the doctors straightened it out with metal bars all the way up his spine, and he's been in terrible pain, and he needs a lot of love and healing. So if we could heal all these people, and there's people everywhere in pain who are suffering after surgery, innocent children, and if you just put your prayers and thoughts and healing out there for the youngest, the most innocent, and the people we just mentioned right now. So put your prayers and healing out there. Call on our star family to help us. Every God that you believe in, whatever God you believe in, love, thoughts matter, intentions matter. You matter. Thoughts become matter, literally. Thoughts affect matter, literally. There is someone in this chat. There's 30 people. And there's one person in this chat who has basically saved the life of my family. So, and that person's in this chat room right now. And I love that person deeply. So, it's amazing. It was so nice, Linda, to hear the story about how your sister's doing after the healing and all of that. We're so thankful that we were able to help and that she's doing so much better. We're thankful, Christine. We're so thankful that Beanie's doing well, and that was an amazing healing, an amazing remote viewing. It was so fun for you guys to help us and join us with these 2 investigations. Malmstrom from this year. You guys are doing amazing work. So everyone, please follow up on your delegated responsibilities on Malmstrom and Peru. We've got a lot of really cool things to do. And there's also someone just put up a message. Let me see what that message says. There's a gentleman here recruiting for a Project Transcendence on behalf of the U.S. Air Force, Sam Reed. Interesting. Check that out, gang. Sam is a magical, good person. So I am going to contact him as well. I love you guys. We've been going for a long time tonight, so I'm going to wish you guys good night. We did amazing things tonight. We got deep into 2 UFO cases that nobody is talking about, really. No one's really talking about Malmstrom, any of the UFO shows. It's unbelievable. Any of the big UFO investigators are not talking about Malmstrom from this year. Sam, you nailed it, brother. That's exactly what we're talking about, is the Peru operation, the UFO trap down there, the Department of Energy. We've got different people who are going to be doing Google Earthing this. We've got a lot of different investigations coming at different angles on Peru. Everyone, don't forget your delegations, and good night and much love. Let me show a couple more pictures just really quick for those of you who might be doing the Google search one last time. The Chinese map. There's the locations on the Chinese map, apparently. The Department of Energy. All right, guys. Much love. Thank you for everything. All the super chatters, cannot thank you enough. God bless you. Bless you. I love you, Sam. There's very special people in this room tonight. We had Paul Price. How cool was that? He's a UFO insider. You can see him on Kerry Cassidy doing big expose. We had Dr. Simeon Hine. We had Sam. We had someone tonight watching who literally saved my family's life. Literally. And I'm forever in that person's debt. So we all help each other, don't we, gang? It's pretty cool, right? I love you guys. Much love. If we can help any of you guys, like we did Linda or Christine or any of these people. We're here for you and we want to. There's no bigger honor for us than to help and to help each other. So let's do that. If you need CE5 protocols, psi tips, psi training, if you want studies on the brain, if you don't believe in any of that stuff, if you need help meditating, we've got tons of meditation material. Much love. Just email us. alienprotocols@gmail.com. Good night. No. You hang up first. You hang up first. I can't do it. You hang up first. All right, I'm just going to stay here. Yeah, they won't leave, honey. They won't leave. No, you hang up. Yeah, I love you more. No. I love you. No. I love you, loving me, loving you more. No. Take it up. Chimbala. You mean this? I love you guys. I've lost my cookies completely. I love you guys so much. I've got some cool research to do. Hey, also too on Twitter, we called out Uri Geller. Why don't you go online and support us? We want to have some psi competitions live. Make people believe in the powers of the subconscious. Good night, all. Much love. Thank you so much. Good night. If I can figure out how to turn it, how do I turn it off? No, that's not it. Still here. You hang up. No, you stop it. Stop it. Stop tickling me. All right, I'll figure out how to stop this darn thing. All right, I do this. How do I do it? I'm going to end tonight's cast with my impression of a prop plane.